Hey, welcome to the Overseer Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show, coming to you every Monday, 6 a.m. UK time. And today, today we're talking about something a bit more chaotic, I guess, like unusual. I'm waiting for the Oscars to just, happen in general, so just I can discuss them, but I need an episode for Monday, so... And this occurred to me very recently, and specifically, I guess this comparison that I'm about to make, but in this whole episode. But I think basically the main question I want to ask let me ask the audience. I mean, I have my own view on this, but it's just a fun little, experimental game, I guess. But and my question for y'all is, if you have listened to both projects, but did Tate McRae and Lisa make the same album? And I'm referring specifically to like the first full-length album by Lisa called Alter Ego, and also Tate McRae's third studio album, So Close to What. And I'll get into my, reasoning behind this comparison later. And again, fair warning, this is not like, an episode on, specifically stating that they are exactly the same, but there are so many similarities that I just started wondering while listening to Lisa's album, drawing so many comparisons and so many like instances when I'm like, this seems like, it could be something that it could be on, not Think Later, but So Close to What as well, and Down by Tate McRae. And it seems to me that there is a case to be made here, but I will get into it after the songs of the week. So as for the songs of the week, of course, two songs that I want to put in for this week are from Lisa's new album, and they are specifically Elastigirl and Chill, but I will talk more in depth, I guess, about them when I properly address the topic of the day. But you can find these two songs, in the playlist of the month, the Overshare Pamphlet Songs of the Week, March 2025, which is available on my Spotify. You can just simply search on Spotify, basically, the title, the Overshare Pamphlet Songs of the Week, March 2025. So, yeah. But they're there, and you can find all the songs of the week for every month this way. So just, type the podcast in, the songs of the week, and then the month you're looking for, depending on the episode you're listening to. But yeah, these two songs, Elastigirl and Chill, I will talk about them, as I said, later on, and I will explain to you guys why I love them so much. I mean, not say I don't like other songs from the album, but these two are my favorites as of now. Granted, I only listened to the album, the past few days, because it came out literally on Friday, so I didn't have much time to properly let it marinate with me. So yeah, now these will be I'll address them later, but I have another three songs, to be fair, that I want to talk about. First one is Reprogram by Kilo Kish. If you know anything about Kilo Kish, I guess you would know why this song is very cool and very unique. It's very much Kilo Kish's own sound, I guess. I mean, she does make very, I guess I would say synth pop is her main thing, old synth pop, early 2000s synth pop, 2010s, I guess, as well. But just very synthy, very unusual type of production. Very old school, I guess, but very cool. And I cannot explain it, but Kilo Kish has her own sound, I guess, and this sounds like a Kilo Kish song, of course, very, very cool, very unique, and unique to her own style and all that. So I recommend listening to this. I cannot explain much about it, but lyrics very poignant and interesting and daring, I guess, and very cool production, very experimental. So a lot of cool stuff. So I really recommend listening to this one. It's very, very cool, very, very interesting, and maybe just also explore a bit more. The emails, a little bit more of the Kilo Kish productions, I guess, like more songs by her. They're all very interesting. Just go have it a listen, Yeah. Then next, I want to talk about Butterflies by Hearts to Hearts. And this is a song by a new group that just debuted under SM Entertainment in K-pop. And I guess, like, I really enjoyed also their title track, which is called The Chase, produced, by the way, by Flow, the British group. Incredible stuff. But I would say this second song that was in the single EP is my favorite song out of the two. It's just so, perfectly R&B. It just is that SM R&B song. It has a bit of, like, typical, like, R&B love ballad type of production, but also has a lot of strings and a lot of, like, interesting vocal melodies and very catchy sounds. And just the delivery by the girls, who are, by the way, all so young. Like, I think average age is like, what, 14, 15, something like that. So yeah, scary stuff. But this song is just incredible. Like, incredible vocals, incredible melodies and production as well. The Chase is also very good. I would also recommend maybe listening to that. But Butterflies to me is the better song in there. It's just so good. I have been obsessed with it. I've been listening to it nonstop. Just very whimsical and very, like, I guess Butterfly is actually a very good, it matches the production of the song, the name of it. So I'm impressed. I'm very much impressed. Slay. So that's that. It reminds me also, by the way, well, the group in general, the project, like, I say the concept itself is more like New Jeans, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but, it seems like every group is getting that aesthetic. Sound wise, I'm not saying that they are copying New Jeans at all, but the visuals are very much like, clean girl next door, clean girl aesthetic, that kind of vibe, which is very New Jeans adjacent, like, long hair, all, in a quote unquote natural makeup, and all that stuff. There's no K-popiness about this at all. So yeah, but it's very cool. The visuals are incredible in terms of that, like, just the editing and everything, and the song itself, and the two songs are, like, very unique to SM, of course, and to the group. So I'm excited about that, and cannot wait to find out what more, like, what they have in store for us later on. So yeah, it's like, then next and last song, I guess, he's also another, like, K-pop R&B maybe, but it's, like, completely different. It's, like, very experimental, to be fair. Like, well, the beginning of the song, I think the chorus and, like, the production of the chorus is what makes it very experimental. It's just very interesting and very unusual, but it is a K-pop R&B song after all, and it's just very cool, very cutesy, very, well, cutesy in the verses, but then it gets very, like, interesting in the bass line in the chorus. Like, very interesting production, and it's called Messy Room by The Deep. And I'm not very familiar with The Deep per se. I think I do have another song saved, which is a collab between The Deep and another artist that I follow, but apart from that, this is the first solo song that I think I have saved from The Deep. So very cool stuff. So yeah, I'm giving y'all a very good, well-rounded, I guess, roster of songs. So just give it a go. Just, like, it's just 5 songs for the beginning of this month. So just give it a go. Like, I think you're gonna find something that you really enjoy. Hopefully. But I personally enjoyed this song so much. So I'm so, so in awe of, like, how many good songs, like, female artists are coming up with. Just the girls are always, like, very hungry and very diverse and very, much about the performance of it all as well. So, and that's what the boy groups and the male artists are also missing, is that willingness to get into a variety of performances and different sounds and be a bit more daring in their production, I guess. Like, just, surprise us, don't do the same shit over again. It sounds so mad, but I think that's the problem why so many male artists are not really thriving at all, is that, they either stick to the same fucking thing, or they just try different cosplays of other male artists, I guess. So there's nothing really fresh about these people. There's nothing very unique about any of the male artists that are out and about right now. So yeah, boys learn. Just saying. But anyways, let's get into the topic. The two albums in question, So Close to What and Alter Ego, came out literally like 1 week apart, I think. And they are released by two artists who are under sort of, I guess, like the bigger umbrella of RCA Records. So that's a big label. But I think some of these things are important to keep in mind, which may explain why at least the direction and the soundscapes of these two albums are quite similar, in my opinion. Maybe it's like, a stylistic choice of the label, or like a direction that the label wants their artists to go into, and maybe they're trying to set this new direction for also pop music in general. So interesting. But I think there's also a lot to be said in terms of the similarities between the two types of artists. They're very similar in terms of like what they are, I guess, marketed as. They're two very, very excellent performers, first and foremost, I would say. And therefore, I guess, also the selection, I guess, you could have in terms of songs. Not to say that they're limited to that, they cannot do other types of songs, but their forte, I guess, comes down to performance type of songs, I guess, like performative songs, like songs that you can actually perform and especially like, dance to, So that also, I was keeping that in mind. I was like, well, they are actually very interesting, very similar artists in what they do. I mean, Lisa is a bit more, I guess, diverse in terms of skill set. She's not necessarily like the strongest vocalist, but she's a decent vocalist, very good dancer, good rapper as well, and just, charisma to the max. So that's one thing. But Tate is also very, very skilled, I think, vocally, and she has a very signature type of like vocal tone. And of course, she's one of the best dancers ever. And so they have very similar, vibes in that sense. But I think it goes a bit beyond that, though, because you could literally, make other types of like pop songs and still perform your ass off to, I guess. But I think the vibes specifically they're going for are both interestingly similar. Now, I want to start off with like, So Close to What, I guess, because it came out first. So my journey with that is that when it first came out, I listened to the album and I was captivated just by a couple of songs. I thought, somehow I still think that the album has very strong moments, like in terms of some very strong songs. But overall, I think while being very cohesive in terms of soundscape, the songs are some of them are somewhat forgettable. I think the first half of the album is actually really, really good in terms of run. Like we have Miss Possessive opening, and then Two Hands, Revolving Door, Blood on My Hands, Dear God, Purple Lace Bra, Sports Car. Like up until Sports Car, locked in. Then there are like some decent songs, of course. It's Okay My Game is also down there a bit. No I'm Not in Love is also a cute song. And then we have, Green Light, Nostalgia, and all that stuff. But I think the first half of the album is very, very good. And then we start getting a bit into more the forgettable territory, I guess, with some of them. But overall, the album is performing really well. I think it's sold, as of now, 177k copies in between, physical and streaming sales, streaming numbers, I guess. So it is projected to debut as the number one album on Billboard. So that's incredible, without having even one number 10 hit in that sense out of this album. So that's how, I guess, the big teller of how much people are interested in Tate McRae in general as an artist, I guess. So the album is doing well. The girl is gonna be fine. So, is it the strongest album that she could have made? Probably not. But there are some incredible moments, I guess. And also, Sports Card to me is the song of the year already. Like, I've streamed it so many fucking times. It's my number one song already. So I cannot complain personally because she gave us that song specifically. But there are also so many moments. I love Purple Lace Bra. What the fuck is wrong with me? Purple Lace Bra. I love Dear God. I love Revolving Door. They're all very interesting songs. I love Green Light personally. Underrated, but cool song. So yeah. But I think the soundscape of it all in the album is a continuation of Think Later in some aspects. While there are less ballads per se, there are more like, you know, heavy hitters here. Like more like, even though they're all very similar in production, I guess, like very cohesive. There's less room for like, you know, more slow songs and ballads than Think Later, but it's still like in the same soundscape. It's a very much, to me, it's like a very similar type of album, I guess. But the influence is clear, you know, from the beginning. Like Miss Possessive is very hip hop, I guess, in terms of what they're giving us. Very hip hop, very trap, but also a lot of like old 2000s music, I guess, is also informing this album, I guess. We have Timbaland, production types, I guess. We have a bit of Promiscuous in Dear God. We have a bit of, you know, the Pussycat Dolls and like Britney Spears in the Zone with Sports Car and No, I'm Not in Love. And yeah, there's also, I would venture to say, a bit of, well, I think the main vibe basically is like early 2000 pop and hip hop, both contemporary and modern, like modern and, you know, sorry, modern and like, you know, 2000s, I guess, hip hop a bit. But to me, it makes sense because it's like, you know, part of what also made Think Later a bit more of a success compared to like, you know, other previous albums. And then I guess it was only natural for her to progress with that, with so close to what. So slay. In terms of like the main tenets of the albums, I think the album is like very much in, well, overall there are like a lot of like love songs per se, but they're also filtered through this like character that is the Miss Possessive type of girl. And I think personally Miss Possessive would have been a great, I've seen it on Twitter as well, but it would have been a great album title for this project because it does explain the central tenets of the album itself. Like it is about this girl who's like very much cold-hearted and like very, you know, it girl type of person, like very prima donna, very, you know, confident type of person, and is also very, you know, sensual and possessive. And when it comes to the love songs, you can also see a bit of that. But yeah, so the main tenets are like, you know, confidence and sensuality and just, you know, a bit of like love songs as well. But yeah, overall a very sultry album as well. There are some deeper cuts like Green Light, as I said, and, you know, like Nostalgia, I guess, as well. But yeah, like very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I think she's definitely taking inspiration from the Britneys, etc. So yeah. Now, turning to Lisa's album, I was so pleasantly surprised by this album. I'm not even kidding, because I think the singles were, I don't want to say a mixed bag, but they were all in different areas as she was trying, I guess, like showcase her versatility, which is noted. And out of the singles, I would say Rockstar really grew me a lot, and I think it's one of the best songs on the album as well. It fits very well with the album. I love New Woman in terms of production and everything. I think it also fits. Moonlit Floor, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it does fit with the album at all. And I think it's the weaker one of the singles. And then she released also Fuck Up the World with, well, the album version is with Future as well. But she released that as the single with the album. And it's very, very much in Lisa's alley. So, but what I want to say basically is that The album itself, so good. Like, melody wise, and they're all very memorable songs, very performative songs. They're all very, very catchy, very memorable. And there's a lot of also here a lot of inspiration. God, what happened? What happened there? But there's a lot of, like, a big influence, I guess, coming from also the early 2000s, and a lot of, like, sultry Pussycat Dolls type of, like, I don't want to say Eastern, but type of, productions as well, like Elastigirl and a bit of Batgirl as well. But overall, it does seem to me very similar in terms of inspiration as well. Like, to me, for example, Thunder could be on So Close to What, and it does seem like a very Tate McRae type of song, but also that type of vibe that Tate McRae is currently going for. Same thing with Chill, for example. Chill sounds like also a song that is very much inspired by the Timbaland and the Pussycat Dolls and all that stuff, and it could be swapped in So Close to What. But Chill, as I said, and like Thunder, for example, they're all Elastigirl and all that. They're all very interesting songs. I think especially with the lyrics and the concepts are very cool. They're all about the same stuff, though. I think the main topic of the album is also very much similar to what So Close to What is, but there are less songs about love. There are more the song. Most of the songs are about, like, herself and her confidence and her it girl behavior as well. Though, like, it's a very confident album as well. Very similar, very cunty type of lyrics and production. So, but Rockstar, for example, Elastigirl, Fuck Up the World, Rapunzel, Batgirl, Lifestyle. They're all about the same concept, I guess. So that's the interesting part. But yeah, like, Elastigirl is such an interesting, like, metaphor, I guess. Like, she's so flexible and she's such a good performer. Basically, that's the topic of the song. And using Elastigirl as, she's Miss Incredible, and I say she's referencing also Mr. Incredible from the Fantastic Four. Genius. So fucking cool. Rapunzel as well, very cool stuff. Hair down, like, Rapunzel, like, bundles and all that stuff, like, period. Cool stuff. Fuck Up the World is also so incredibly interesting. I think it's, like, about, what is it, like, her basically performing her ass off and, like, making the world all look at her, and, like, she's the it girl, like, that's what it is. So slay. I love the line where I think she said in I think it's a bridge. Well, she said it's like, if you want to listen to my old shit, go listen to, if you want the old Lisa back, go listen to my old shit or something like that. Very cool stuff. So yeah, like, I think most of the songs here are very memorable, and that's what really interested me the most. Like, I was not, like, overall, I think it's, like, more memorable in terms of songs, but I would say it's less. And yeah, and also I think it showcases her versatility a lot, a lot more. On his album, like, in some songs she both raps and sings, and for example with the Tyla collab, When I'm With You, she takes over the rapping while Tyla takes over the singing. Or with the Rapunzel one, she does rap a bit, I guess, but she mostly sings and leaves Megan Thee Stallion to rap and carry, I guess. So cool. And then she shows off, of course, her rapping skills in Fuck Up the World as well. So she does have a bit of everything in all of them. So just incredible. I think it's just the perfect debut full-length album, because it does show a lot of what she can do, I guess. I would take out Molly Floor from this, because it's just, I don't know, like, I don't think it sound-wise also it fits with the album, maybe, but I like Dream as well, for example. Dream was a good addition to this, but still in the same soundscape. But again, here I can see a lot of influence coming from, the early 2000s and the hip-hop scenario, I guess. Now, and also, I guess, the concept of the two albums, I guess, are very similar. So, there are some differences, I guess, in the way I guess these two artists perform in general and they sing and all that stuff. But you could make a case about most of the songs on Alter Ego that could be swapped with So Close to What and vice versa, I guess. So like Thunder could be swapped easily with, I don't know, Purple Lace Bra as well, or Dear God. Like Tate McRae could easily sing Chill, which is also one of my favorite songs, of course. Chill is very much, like that Timbaland production. So yeah, Elastic World is more like that sultry Eastern type of production, like Middle Eastern type of production. Very cool. I do say like I do want to say, however, like there is ones like Fuck Up the World, for example, is very like hip hop in that sense, but it reminds me so much of like also why a song that it could be easily a song like Blackpink in general sings. That probably is the only song that I wouldn't fit. I think on Think Later. Sorry, So Close to What, but yeah. And I guess another outlier in this album is, for example, Born Again, because it's more like disco-y, I guess, 80s, which, I don't know, maybe doesn't also fit with the album, but I suspect it was added because of the features, Doja and Ray. But yeah, I would say So Close to What is more cohesive in terms of overall production, but Alter Ego has more memorable highs and more memorable songs and catchier hooks and all that stuff. So yeah, but yeah, now again, maybe it could be that RCA wants this to be the direction that all the pop girls are gonna go in for 2025, or like they're trying to lead the conversation, because these two albums literally came out. They're the bigger, I guess, the openers for 2025 in terms of pop moments. But again, it's interesting. It's interesting. Maybe this will be a big moment for 2025 in terms of what's the inspiration, and it seems like we are getting into that type of like early 2000 Britney Spears, Pussycat Dolls type of performances and production. So, and I'm not mad at it, because that is my sound, girl. That is literally what I breathe. But yeah, like, I hope you guys listen to both albums and give it a spin. I still think overall, Sports Car is the best song ever made. I'm sorry, but that's literally so fucking good. I wish Tate went a bit more into that and like really focused on making more catchier hooks and focused more on the, I guess, like, taking the inspiration, of course, but also making the songs a bit more memorable and more like honed in that sense and specific. But I'm not mad at it. Like, literally, as I said, like the first half of the album of So Close to What is pretty much skipless. But I think if I were to like want to listen to the entire album, I would choose Alter Ego, if that makes any sense. But yeah, also the hate rhetoric going around Lisa is just crazy. I don't fucking get it. I do understand the Alter Ego promo, that thing about her different versions, that they're all a bit cringy in terms of the way they are portrayed to the public. Like, I think it was a bit unnecessary. Like, she could have maybe still done the Alter Ego situation, but without necessarily making a full profile for each alternate version of Lisa. Like, there's no need for that. And also, there's no need to have so many different versions of her. Like, come on. But also, this doesn't, justify going into, hating her specifically. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And also, the album is so fucking good that really I already forgot about the whole discussion. Like, I'm focused on the music and it's good. So I am satisfied with that. I do want to make a video. Oh my god, I'm not again. But I do make an episode about the Blackpink solos. But I will probably do that once Jennie's album, which comes out next Friday, comes out, basically, so I can have a full sweep of everything and maybe make a bit of a case for each one of them and maybe crown the best solo endeavor by Blackpink. So yeah, but anyways, go listen to the albums, have fun, slay the house down boots, and maybe expect an episode on the Oscars. So yeah, bye.